am also recording. I clapped. Dave, touch your mic. I'll do it again.
You kill me. You kill me every time with this.
We're counting that. And Mars clap?
Oh.
There you go. Mars works.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. This Yeti mic doesn't like it.
Alright, we're good. Go ahead. Start it up.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the QTE podcast. Today we have our guest here, Miss MarsBars. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure.
Go
My name
ahead.
is Mars, aka I am too eager. I'm a person of many hats, but I am a streamer on Twitch, variety streamer, whatnot. It's mostly the reason why I was brought on here. So,
You were brought on here because you have a lot of insight and you are very fun to hang out with. I am also your co-host, MScoresHD, absolutely on everything, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, basically anything that's social media. I am on there as MScores or MScoresHD. Now, we tried to do this before. Technical difficulties.
With like 3 people at this
Awful.
point.
Yeah.
Every time we've had a guest, something wrong has happened.
Yes.
Wow.
And it's the worst. I mean, okay, so for your case scenario, it was definitely my fault. For the other ones, we did
bad time.
It was just a bad time. We did not take precaution. It is, I guess that's all fault in a way.
Learning experiences, starting out, learning early.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Very true. But we're here. We're ready to tackle it again. Mars.
Yes.
Let me ask you a question. Are you into Cyberpunk, and do you have plans on playing Cyberpunk?
The question of the hour.
Yes, of course.
Yes, I do have interest, and I am not in a rush to play it because, at least not on stream. First of all, I have a PC, and I just bought a crap load of games on Steam, so I would look foolish adding another game to that collection right now.
I feel that.
I am not that type of person. Like, I already feel bad, like, having a backlog of, 15 games that I haven't played. So I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and hit these up before I go out to Cyberpunk. But with Cyberpunk being an open world game, I typically don't play open world games on online because it takes up a lot of time and I get bored with it. And also with Cyberpunk being extremely new, I won't get any discovery from that. Like, no new people are gonna find me because everyone's streaming Twitch. And it won't work out for me in terms of growth. So I don't see a purpose of playing it right now, at least not stream purposes. And yeah, I'll probably hold off on playing that until next year, at least in my own private time. That's my opinions on Cyberpunk. And also, I'm not playing it right now because of all of the glitches going on. I'm sure you guys are on that. But
yes. Matt, have you ran into any problems yet?
None.
All right, let me tell you what I've run into.
None.
I had the game pre-ordered, downloaded. Fun. Mind you, for the PS4. So I've been screaming all year that they just should drop it for the PS.
Oh, hello?
For the and I wasn't even expecting to get it on PS4. I was ready to just chalk it up and wait until I got my PC to play.
I'm very surprised
But
they got
released
it on
PS4. Since they released it for PS4, I'm like, all right, let me play it on PS4. I could play a different playthrough and I'll have my fun. I probably put 2 hours into the game, and within the first 2 hours it crashed.
Ooh.
Completely blue screen. So that was fun. I'm like, all right, forget it. New game, problems, right? New games, new problems. I chalked it up. I'm into the story now, maybe 4 hours total. Crashed again. Now I'm getting concerned because it seems like I got a 2 hour interval.
Something like
About 6 hours later, because I was playing this all day yesterday, because I'm big on RPGs. So this is gonna consume my life for the next 3 to 5 months. About 6 hours after that, it crashed again. Mind you, this is after going through seeing people T-pose, laughing at the horrendous graphics and resolutions sometimes. And yeah, it's bad. It's bad on the PlayStation right now. I hopped on it this morning. I woke up probably like 3 hours ago and was playing it again.
Yeah.
And it recently crashed probably like an hour ago on me. So it's crashed a total of 4 times so far.
Wow.
How did it even like? And is that only if you got it digital? What if you got a disc?
I have no clue. I do have a digital, so I
I
have
feel like if
I have
you
no
got a
clue if it's
disc,
better
it's
on
like
disc.
contained, like its craziness is contained. Like it can't f up if it's on a disc, right?
No,
that's
that's
Nah,
definitely not
Fallout definitely did me dirty a couple times.
like connect to online. I don't know how technology works. I just play the games.
No,
I don't know what's going on.
I've definitely fallen through all of Skyrim's floors.
Yeah, been there.
So,
yeah, I'm not surprised. Well, I'm a little surprised, but not because I mean, if you get a console that comes out, we're gonna expect glitches and like cough cough PS5. But you know, with games, I've never experienced glitches like that, but I'm not the person that like buys games like right out the gate. So I've never experienced anything like that. So I'm just like, wow, they really out here glitching games. And I think they were low key afraid of a riot if they delayed it again. They're like, okay, let's just hope. Let's just hope we can just here you go? Question mark. And also Christmas is coming up. So of course they want to try and get that out before the holiday season gets out here and stuff. So that was probably another reason for them to kind of push it out now instead of delay it until the next year. But that's just my opinion.
After the 4 crashes, I was definitely like, it definitely confirmed it in my mind that this should have never been made for these consoles. It should have never been made for the PS4. Should never been made for the Xbox One. It's just, they definitely should have scrapped it and just focused on the next gen consoles.
Yeah, I'm very surprised they did that. And like, I feel bad for the streamers that stream because of course I'm seeing people stream it. And I'm like, I feel bad for people that are streaming it now and are dealing with those crashes because I keep seeing some people on my Steam. Like, I was like, oh, this person is now playing Cyberpunk. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then like an hour later, like this person playing Cyberpunk. I'm like, did your thing crash? And you're just
That's exactly what I thought for you, Dave. It's crazy.
That's exactly what happened.
I literally got on. I was like, he's not. He doesn't work today, so he should be playing it, but he doesn't say he is. And then it says he got back on again. I'm like, it's kind of sus.
Kind of sus.
Yeah, this game definitely got me. And honestly, I'm so into the game that I don't care that much. It's just so inconvenient to have to wait for the damn game to reboot.
Very true.
Yeah.
And then I gotta figure out where I was in the fucking map and who I'm shooting at and who's not shooting at me.
Did it on PS4 instead of doing the next gen? Like,
I don't have the next gen console yet.
What about PC?
I'm building it currently.
God, I mean, just wait.
Well, it was also a Christmas gift.
Yeah,
it was also an early Christmas gift. So I was going to wait.
And I was just like, okay, especially when I found out it was gonna be on PC. I'm like, I have no rush for PS5 then. Like, absolutely no rush. Like, there's not enough exclusives for the PlayStation to make it, make me like blow my skirt up to be like, okay, yeah, sure, I'm gonna get it. Nah, I'm like, there's not enough to make it worth my while, in my opinion. I'm like, I have a PC. PCs are amazing. I got converted a few months ago.
But, I got you.
Yeah, I'm not in a rush to get a PS5 when I heard that Cyberpunk was going to be on PC as well. And I think it's perfect for a PC, like to be a PC game.
Oh yeah.
You know what I knew? I knew I wasn't in a rush when everyone was scalping them for $1,000 and I decided to spend $3,000 on a PC. So.
Yeah.
That's when I knew I wasn't in a rush for a PlayStation. I'm like, yeah, it's not really that serious for me.
No, it really isn't. It really isn't.
No, no, you're definitely right. Dave, going back real quick to where you said they should not have made these on the original consoles. I guess the last gen consoles now. Because I watched a couple. Yes, because It goes. I've never seen this on a PS4 title, or I guess a last gen title. But I was watching some frame rate stuff, and Jesus, it got down to if I'm not mistaken, 15 FPS at times. 15
for what? PC or
no, for console. Certain
Oh,
scenarios, certain missions, indoor, outdoor, did not matter.
Bro, I'm telling you, I threw 3 grenades and the game couldn't handle it. I threw 3 grenades. I was so pissed, bro.
Too many booms for the game.
Apparently, too many particles, too much explosion, too much going on. It was just like no more.
Too many little speck particle effects in the air. It's like, yo, I can't do this right now.
And it's crazy because I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, they should have done what they did with a little more combat, saying that it's not coming out for the current gen, it's only coming for the next gen, because it only runs decent on the new systems, and on obviously PC is PC.
Crazy effect wise, like
it looks like dog shit. It looks like dog shit.
It does.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, we have the PS4 Pro.
If it wasn't for the HDR feature on my TV, like the when it's night, bro, you can't see a damn thing, man. It's ridiculous.
As it should be. It's HDR, but it still runs so bad. And I was thinking, now it's probably those 9 different versions of the game they were testing, rushing it and shit. I'm like, ugh. And they saw, I mean, it's like legit. The 15 is it's not constant, but it happens. What is constant is between like 20 and 28. Like, it rarely stays at 30, especially on the base model of the PS4. That thing is going back and forth, driving. It's I can't understand.
Lag. I can't do that's like I mean, I don't think anyone can do lag. I don't think that's a fun experience for anyone.
Right.
But yeah, that really grinds my gears.
But I did notice one thing. I don't know if Mars, you played GTA 5, but
no, I have not.
Yeah, when that first came out on the original systems, PS3, 360, that's what it ran at. It was going back and forth between the 20s and the 30. And I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, nobody cared. Everybody continued to play it. Hey, we had a fun ass time, especially me.
Grand Theft Auto.
I mean, if anything,
it was the first Grand Theft Auto to be fully online too.
That's true. That's true. But actually, no, it wasn't. Grand Theft Auto 4.
Yeah, you couldn't sit in a lobby with 20 people and shoot each other up in Grand Theft Auto 4.
Maybe actually.
No.
What do you mean no? You could have races, and those races were up to like 12 or some odd people, and then you could go into the line.
You can race, but we're talking about sitting in a sandbox with 20 other people.
I just don't remember
about this topic, so I'm gonna just
all I'm saying is the game ran like dog doo-doo, just like Cyberpunk is, and I'm telling you,
we had a lot of nerve playing that on PS3. Matter of fact, 360 had a lot of nerve because that joint was 2 discs on 360.
It was.
I'll never let them hold that like, bro, 2 discs, bro. Get out my face.
That was disgusting.
Games, man.
No sense.
It was a lot of them for 360 too. It was bad. It was bad.
You bring in a game to one of us, is like, where's the other disc? What do you mean the other disc? Ma'am, there's 2 discs.
What do you mean?
All you did was bring me the install disc. What am I, stupid? I need the actual game, lady. Come on.
Oh my god, those were the days. I'm not trying to go. We're gonna have a GameStop episode. It's gonna be absolutely amazing.
It's gonna be horrible.
It's gonna be horrible. It's gonna be amazing. Yes. I don't care.
We have someone that worked at GameStop. Can we just? I'm not a part of the show, but can that just happen? Like, I'm just putting my ticket in right now.
No, we both worked at GameStop.
We've all worked at GameStop.
Oh yeah, we will slander.
They're not ready. They're about to send me some lawsuits. I don't care.
I'm excited.
The game, and I'm glad you like it, Dave. I think I've been what's it called, overblessed with PC, because I cannot play any shooters on PS4 anymore. I can't grab a controller and play a shooter unless it's like the standard Call of Duty, because I had the worst time in terms of skill. I couldn't do anything. My aim was
My aim is garbage in that game.
And that it pisses me off. So I can't play. I got to what mission when you are retrieving that little robot? I know you've done that.
Yeah.
I got to there and I'm in that warehouse fighting them, and I just kept missing aim, getting massacred,
get body, boy.
I was getting set on fire, and I couldn't get to the person quick. I was like, "What is this?" And the cameras, and I thought the camera, because you seen the little cone of area of effect for the camera. I'm like, "Oh, I'm not in the area of effect." No, it still looked in my general direction and got me. I was like, I'm done. I'm done because I was getting aggravated. I need to play this on PC. I'm very grateful you got it on PlayStation, but I need to play it on PC. I really don't want to continue until I get on PC, and that's crazy.
We'll get it on PC.
I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna get it today.
You gonna put it on all ultra?
Everything.
Destroy your PC.
Whatever my computer
you're gonna destroy that thing. Putting it all on ultra.
You know what?
Let's not put that on.
Here's the thing. My computer, the ultra settings, if it was a regular monitor, it'd be ultra setting. The fact that it's ultra wide, that's what's gonna kill it. Hey, I paid for it. I'm going, fuck. I'm ready. No. It'll be all right. It'll be fine. Famous last words, but it'll be all right. Oh no, but no. Yeah. So it should never came out for these last consoles. I'm glad. I hope this has become like more of a staple and people really remember it because of the hype of Cyberpunk. Because I've preached this to Dave. I'm pretty sure last episode, Mars. I was saying that whenever the length of time where these new consoles come out and the old consoles finally get either discontinued or the games stop coming out for them is way too long. These should be at max a year. I'm personally on the vote for 6 months, but at max a year, because you give maybe people who don't have the money just yet a whole extra year to save up the money to get the new consoles. But other than that, it should really cut off, because obviously we have scenarios like this. Like, do you think CD Projekt Red would have made 9 different versions of games if they knew the PS4 and the Xbox One old generation would have been stopping production in a year? No, they would have focused on the new ones. We would have had a way better game, maybe even ready by launch, so no delay. But I hate, and the fact that it looks so much better and plays so much better on the new systems.
Yeah, exactly.
It's because they're like, I've said this too. They're trying to match old hardware. I'm pretty sure the game could have looked way more fantastic if it was focused on PC and new gen consoles. But now we have this monstrosity that people are going to be okay with and be frustrated with a little bit, but not enough to bring up some uproar. And this is
at least we got something.
No.
That's exactly what people are going to be saying.
At least we got something.
The game is very intriguing.
I get that the games were that the consoles were hard to get and all that, but like, come on, man. I'm here for a better game at the end of the day. Exactly.
People are acting like it's the end of the world. Like, I know we're all eager, but as an adult, I recognize that I get FOMO as well, but there's other stuff to focus. It's okay. You can wait another 6 months. Like I said with the consoles, like, they're gonna be glitches. There's gonna be sketchy stuff happening. It's gonna be garbage for a few months. It's not even gonna be worth it to even get these new consoles for the first couple months. So relax.
Yeah, that's what we were saying in our last podcast. We were talking about how the fan on the PlayStation 5 is replaced for the consumer PlayStation 5. So the ones that they sent out smaller, faster fans to the streamers and the YouTubers and the people. Exactly. And then they sent out bigger, louder fans for
reverse
everyday consumer. Reverse?
Yeah, it's reversed, yeah.
My bad.
It's all good, but it's literally it's still sus. It's still like, what the hell is that? It's
still
about?
Weird.
If I buy my PS5, whenever I buy it and I crack it open and I get that crappy fan that's not with the streamers got or people who got provided with it, I'm gonna be pissed. Be so mad. Exactly. Like, I'm giving you the money. I want the system that runs better. Yeah.
Like, what it's supposed to be.
Exactly. It makes no sense. And I mean, for me personally, fan noise has not been a huge concern. I mean, everybody always rants on about the PS4 going absolutely crazy, but usually
my PS4 hasn't done that yet.
Yeah, mine's hasn't done it, but also I'm usually have headphones on, so like I have no idea if I can classify my PC as loud when it ramps up. Like I have headphones on, or even if I don't, I'm like, it just sounds like wind. And I have my speakers. Like I don't know. People who pick on the fan, maybe, but the people who really pick at fan noise, like I've heard some that are really bad. Other people's PS4s, I understand that, but I guess in my case, it hasn't happened. My PC doesn't seem to that loud to me, so I'm okay. But still, you're giving me a different unit. Everybody paid the same 500, but getting a different unit. I don't like that. That's a point deducted from PlayStation in my book. 110%.
Sony, get it together.
That's what I'll be saying. So, question for you two, right? You guys follow the Game Awards?
Nope. I know
the ones on.
Yesterday, so that's it. And I know that Last of Us 2 won stuff. And that's all I know. That's all I know.
Yeah, Last of Us 2 won Game of the Year.
I did not.
How are we feeling about that?
So, so the Game Awards, is this like the top creme de la creme, like Oscar level of awards for games?
Yeah.
Is that the only one that matters? Because I don't
essentially.
Really
yeah.
Okay.
Actually, no award really matters.
Except for the one that gave it a God Award. But again,
they should have gave it to God of War.
Nah, they already gave it a God Award. He won his piece.
Can of worms, but you asked me how I feel about The Last of Us 2 winning. I have no opinions. I have not played Last of Us 2 yet. I'm playing that probably beginning of next year, and I'm not sure. I delayed playing that because of not good for my growth.
Right.
At the time
and we're gonna comment on that because I have some words as well.
But I heard amazing things about it. I watched some gameplay of it. It looks great, and considering how well the first Last of Us 2 game did, I'm not surprised that it just went ham in the award season. I think overall people enjoy. I know it got mixed reviews. I know people that were kind of bitter and like salty because of some things they decided to put into the game. Some things have been spoiled for me, but the majority of stuff hasn't been spoiled, so I'm not sure what they're talking about necessarily. But yeah, totally not surprised that it went ham in awards.
All right, well then I'll tiptoe around spoilers for you then.
Right.
Essentially my problem with the game is that they claim that the story is so nuanced and it's so different, but really it's when you get through to it, you'll understand that it's another story. It's another regular everyday story executed the same way. So I think there's a lot of hype behind it personally. I feel like they slept on Ghost of Tsushima a lot. I feel like Ghost of Tsushima probably should have won Game of the Year this year.
I have not seen any gameplay of that game, but I know a lot of people were like gung ho about it.
There wasn't anything that I could pick from Ghost of Tsushima that I did not like.
It's true.
That is definitely one of those rare 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 games that you get like once in a generation. I really enjoyed that game. Now, Last of Us, I didn't play it personally. I did research it a lot, watched a lot of people play it, and it's just, I didn't even play the first one because it's just not my type of game. Well, correct me. Technically, it is my type of game, but I didn't like the story, so I didn't play it.
Interesting.
I also didn't hop on the hype train because of the hype train.
Right.
Yeah. I waited a while to play it too, so I feel you on that. Yeah, I mean it's an apocalypse situation. I feel like with zombie movies and games, there's only so much.
So many storylines. Yeah.
What it's been. I mean, zombie movies have been going around since like the 60s. But it's just like since the 60s, we've seen so many different things and scenarios, and with Walking Dead and stuff, and so what can you do to surprise us really? So the really only thing you can really do is just deal with relationships, which is what they kind of focused on Last of Us. Just building that relationship between Ellie and what's his face.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I get the hype for the first game. I did not agree with how they ended the first game. Like, I remember being on stream and being like, wow, that's what they decided to do. That's how, like, for it just changed my view of the main characters in not a good way. Like, I just started judging him hard, and I just wasn't okay with it. So yeah, that's kind of like I although I did enjoy the gameplay and the experience, it was just like I didn't agree writing wise what they did with that.
Right. I would like to. I hope, Dave, if you can do this time to search up the other like runner ups of the whole awards, so I can like we can really like see who was runner up and things like that. But in terms of Last of Us, okay, so I did not play the first one. Love the first one. Watch someone play through it. To me, the story was great. Gameplay was typical open world, open linear type world, kind of like Uncharted.
Yeah,
because I like Uncharted. So those types of and Tomb Raider, they're all very similar. So I like those types of games. I don't need it to be completely open world, but it's not completely linear either. The story is obviously what captures. It's made by Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog always, for me, has had great stories. Fire. But in terms of it winning Game of the Year, I don't agree with that. It was a lot. I would say it's probably a lot of hype that people just was wanting the game so bad and anticipating what was going to happen, how the characters were going to grow and whatnot. But I don't think it should have not won any categories. But Game of the Year is a bit of a stretch. It's like you said, Dave. It's the same type of typical story, same type of typical gameplay, as especially the first one. It's just the sequel, and the sequel is never as good as the original. So it was definitely hype. But I would like to know what games did it beat besides
here we go. Right here.
Was Ghost even nominated for Game of the Year?
Yes, it was.
Okay.
So for Game of the Year, we have Doom Eternal, which is a good game when it comes to mechanics. Mechanics-wise, Doom is a good game, but there's no story in Doom that anyone cares about, at least. Then we got Final Fantasy VII Remake, which I'm actually surprised didn't win because of the hype behind Final Fantasy. I didn't play the Final Fantasy VII Remake. I played the original Final Fantasy VII. And I was like, God, when you go back, if you ever go back and play that, man, it's god awful. Okay, then we have Ghost of Tsushima's up. A game called Hades. I don't even know what this game is.
Heard of that.
I've seen it.
Up on my Steam.
I've seen it.
Not my type of game.
No, I have to play it before I say that. But go ahead, continue.
And then Animal Crossing, which I'm also surprised didn't win because of the hype. And then The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah, those are not even like a crazy selection of games. I think this year was
Final Fantasy VII and Ghost of Tsushima are some heavy hitters, though.
For some, because I was gonna say, I'm put your opinion. I'm not a fan of Final Fantasy like that. So I mean, no beef on the game. I just didn't grow up it with everybody else. Ghost of Tsushima, obviously.
And I would definitely recommend you play the new one.
Yeah,
because the old ones are my problem with the old ones, and the reason why I can't play them today is because it's turn-based RPGs. Yeah, and I can't play a turn-based RPG if it's not Pokemon.
No, exactly. I just feel that, and I know 7 was one of the ones that were not turn-based. You could just hack and slash.
Yeah, the new one, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just, but then it's like the characters. I since I guess because I didn't grow up with the old turn-based ones, I don't care for the characters. Some of these people really do care for the characters. And then so 7 being a different type of gameplay, and on top of that having your same characters, that's just like, oh my god, 7 was the best. You gotta play 7, this, that, and the third. I'm like, I didn't grow up with you. I didn't grow. So for me, I would say
The Last of Us also won Best Narrative. And it was also up against Ghost of Tsushima.
I would give it that. It's Ghost of Tsushima is a good narrative, but it's not, I guess, in depth enough for, I guess, certain people, or even if anything, if people were involved, critics, to say it had a best narrative. the narrative in Last of Us 1 is 50% of the reason people absolutely adored it. And
sure, it's like playing a movie.
Yeah, and then putting that in the second game, yeah, it would have been best.
The intro alone to Last of Us, like, man, if you could talk to someone and be like, "Oh, I don't like video games. I think video games are for kids. I can't get attached." Hand them the Last of Us intro and let me hear what they have to say. Because if they're like, "Oh, I didn't feel nothing," yo, what? After the intro, you want to put
literally. There's compilation videos of people playing the intro and feeling things. Like literally, that's how strong the intro was.
So good, so good.
But yeah, those games were definitely not like even the same category, which I guess they shouldn't be for a Game of the Year award to be given. Honestly, if it wasn't Ghost of Tsushima, then I would have gave it to, I think, Animal Crossing. And even though I'm not even playing Animal Crossing, I have no.
A lot of like, I feel like Last of Us. I mean, because if we're putting everything in condemnation, that's not a word. Combination. Like in terms of like narrative and mechanics and everything. I mean, does Animal Crossing have a narrative?
No, I feel like Animal Crossing is like one of those stress relieving games.
Yeah, so
take
like
it on
I'm
the
like,
plane.
okay, why would that be in that comment? Like, it's not in that little area of like, you know what I'm trying to say? If that's how, I don't know how they make awards. I'm just saying,
don't. But all that really shows me is that year, 2020, I guess, was lacking.
Apparently,
just lacking in games because
I feel like in general.
Yeah, because the year before that was obviously God of War and Red Dead, very, very big, strong games. I don't know what other runner-ups were in that category, but I know for a fact a lot was going back.
I promise you, it's hard to beat God of War, bro.
Yes, it is.
I bought it for my PlayStation. I'll get to those eventually.
But you know what's crazy? I think if I remember correctly, Red Dead won a lot of the like category awards, but then the overall there was like, it's God of War, and it was so confused for everybody because everybody was all like, it's Red Dead, God of War.
Like that, even like in the Oscars, not that I care about the Oscars, but sometimes it's like that. It's like, they win in these other categories, but usually if a movie wins best, I think it usually if it wins best director, it usually wins best picture, I think. But even sometimes it's like they win the little small category. Doesn't necessarily mean they're gonna win overall. But yeah, did Red Dead 2 do as well as? I mean, I heard a little bit of hype about Red Dead 2 when it came out, but I feel like it wasn't as big as the first one.
No, because like I said,
people love the second one because of the online with like GTA, but with like horses and cowboys.
I don't think that's the reason they loved it. I wouldn't say that's the reason I loved
why they loved it.
Oh, okay. I like I said, the first one is never as good as the sequel. I mean, the sequel's never as good as the first one.
It's the original.
Yeah. So that's a big factor. But by no stretch of the means though, the game was bad in my opinion. I didn't play the first one. I understood the story in the first one was amazing, but the second one definitely brought in if we're gonna be real, we're bringing everything. We got new graphics, we have new mechanics. The second one's supposed to be a predate to the first one, so it's a prequel, not a sequel. Excuse me. And the character you play, you actually see the old character from the first one. He's in the group and everything, so I thought people thought that was pretty cool. But like I said, the mechanics of the second one that I don't think were in the first one is immense. It's so detailed. This game was probably the most realistic game I've seen in a long time, because I remember just hearing about, let's say you go to a store or in a town and you rob it, or you shoot a clerk in the foot or the arm, and you just don't kill them, but they're on the ground, let's say, come back in a couple weeks, come back the next day, that store clerk won't be there, it'll be somebody else, and then come back in a couple weeks, the original store clerk will be there, he'll have a cast on or something like that. I thought that was very very immersive. People, that happened. People remember you. People remember you. Your reputation matters just by walking in the street. You actually, who did it?
Rockstar.
Yeah.
Yo, Rockstar is fire. Like, let's go all the way back to like Bully. No one talks about Bully like that, but
I was just talking about Bully last week.
Bully though, like,
please, Matt, what was I saying? What was I saying, Matt?
You saying it, man. I was just saying.
Bully slaps, right?
Yes, I didn't play it.
I played a little bit of it, you know, when I first started streaming. And I feel like it hits different because I never played it growing up, so it's a different experience. But I feel like if they remaster that, it would do so good.
Yes,
so good. But
that and San Andreas. What's it called? So yeah. So real quick, back to Red Dead. Not only that mechanic, you had to make sure you bathe, because let's say you were trying to persuade someone in a certain dialogue. If you look like a hobo, they'll treat you like a hobo. You know, you had to bathe, you had to make sure you had to groom yourself. Again, same type of reason. If you wore an over jacket, like obviously, like Dave, you said, if it in RPGs and games like that, you want your clothing to look good. You don't care about the stats. In this game, the stats literally matter. You can max out your stamina, but if you wear an oversized winter coat in the summer, your stamina will be decreased by such and such because you're overheating yourself. And if you don't wear it in the winter, you'll freeze to death. You know, it's again very realistic. They put a lot.
It's too many details, too many things to kind of keep track of. Not obvious, it's not a bad game, but just for terms of some people can do it. I personally can't, because I like to kind of like not speed through my games, but I rather us through a game.
Yeah. Don't knock it just yet, because I did say all that stuff and it is apparent in the game, but the way you actually run into those scenarios is kind of scarce. I mean, obviously the whole winter coat thing, that's like throughout the game you're walking around, but the grooming is, you know, just personal preference. You just, you know, versus some people will like the beard, some people don't. And then the dirtiness, that's like obviously as long as you don't go through mud, you're fine. But yeah, like I said, you can go to like a hotel, pay like 25 cents, take a shower, shit like that. It's
Fallout on survival mode, bro.
It's detailed, but you won't scare you away. And no, I have not played Fallout because I'm not a madman on a survival mode.
Survival mode's got to be the most terrifying setting I've ever played a game on.
I don't play games on those extreme settings. I'm like,
I tried to do it. I tried to do it for one gameplay. I got destroyed by a roach, bro.
Roach was poisoned.
I was so pissed, bro.
It was radiated. It was a king.
My radiation shot up. I go to try to kill it. I'm missing all my shots because this thing is dodging and weaving me. Like, yo, what is happening here? I couldn't even get out the vault. I gave that up real quick.
Wow, you couldn't get out the vault.
Bro, survival mode is stupid difficult, bro.
I see that. That's crazy.
And then you gotta sleep, you gotta eat. Everything's in real time, bro. Oh my god, man.
I feel like we just unleashed a can of worms. We were talking about Red
Send
Dead.
help. Send help. I just had stress.
I don't know. It's the open world, because you mentioned that you don't like open world games like that, Mars.
Yeah,
I love me some open world games. You know, it's the freedom. It's the freedom.
I love it too, but it takes up a lot of time. Like I was playing before I knew it was an open world game, Horizon Zero Dawn. Love it. You know, and then I got to a point in the
I did not hear, but it's
that's a 600 right there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're good.
I'm trying to just see if it's gonna get adjusted, or I'm gonna have to tell my mom to be quiet.
It's not that bad, but if it is bothering you,
I mean, for you guys' end, is it bad? Because let me see.
We don't hear unless you talk, so the mic is just picking up extraness, but we still hear you over it when you talk. Up to you, Mars.
I am going to tell it to lower it down a little bit, not turn it all the way off.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
No problem.
Dave. So, if we were to backtrack, yes, I don't think Last of Us should have won. I honestly do think it should have been Ghost. If it's not Ghost, then the hype of Animal Crossing. But, you know, that's just me. Hades, I don't know if you remember mentioning that game, but Hades was a top-down type of game. So if you're not into that, people are not gonna like. And I know a lot of people are not into that type of game. Apparently, if it's up there on Game of the Year nominees, I'm surprised. But then I also said that year was probably not that crazy.
You're back.
Would you guys like to guess who won best multiplayer?
Wait. What are the options? What are the options? Can I ask that?
I can't give you the options because then you're gonna know. So you guys gotta guess it. What was the high level? What was a big multiplayer this year?
Oh, Fall Guys?
Close. Next one.
What's that? I thought it would have been Fall Guys.
That was my best bet. And I don't want to say Among Us. I feel like it's not.
Wow.
Among Us won best multiplayer this year.
I was gonna say Among Us, but I was like, that's such like a small.
The streamers blew Among Us up.
Oh yeah,
Watched the video showing how many players it had throughout the year, and then out of nowhere, skyrocket.
Yeah, it was like Fall Guys and Among Us came out around the same time. Like Fall Guys came out, I think, first, but it definitely Among Us definitely overshadowed Fall Guys by a landslide. And kudos to the developers for that, because obviously it's a very like cheap game. Smart that you could play it on mobile for free, and very, very smart strategy for that. So I'm not mad. I'm just I'm shook. I was like, okay, no, it can't. I mean, I was like, that would be awesome, but it's such a small little thing that exploded. So
if you want to know who it was up against, it was up against. I don't even think Fall Guys was in it. Let me see. Oh no, Fall Guys wasn't. So it was up against Animal Crossing, Call of Duty Warzone, Fall Guys, and Valorant. I'm surprised Valorant made it on there, honestly.
Really? Valorant's still kind of relevant.
People still play it?
Category. Yeah, people play that.
Maybe I'm tripping.
Big time streamers. What game recently came out? Cyberpunk. I saw a big time streamer not playing Cyberpunk and still playing Valorant. Still at like 60K. I was like, hey, people.
60K.
60K.
I need it.
I've tried playing it. I'm just terrible at those types of games. Those are like precision, accuracy, and I'm like, no.
And I'm like, I can't play this lit.
No.
Wait.
And it's crazy. I have a lot of friends that are like, "Oh, come play Valorant with me." I'm like, I can't, dude. I just can't.
That game is like, I've played it once, and it's one of those games where like you play numerous rounds of it, and I'm like, I'm tired of dying numerous times.
Oh yeah.
I'm just tired.
Each game is a minimum of 15 rounds, bro.
Yeah,
each game.
I can't do that.
And obviously, if both teams are good, they can go up to 14 rounds. So you could have a crazy 29 round. How many hours?
I'm cool, bro. That sounds too much. That sounds like that's why I can't play League.
That's the esports
League.
I do like League. It's a different vibe with League. I don't play it because toxicity, but I do enjoy like the mechanics in that. It's not just, it hit different than Valorant, but also I just enjoy that mechanics than a first-person shooter game. It's just me.
Go ahead, Dave. Put your 2 cents in it.
I got a problem here.
Okay.
The best ongoing game. So outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player's experience over time. Yeah, I got a problem with this.
Is it Siege?
They gave it to No Man's Sky.
Oh.
Yeah, I got a problem with that. I got a problem with that big time. I got a problem with that big time, bro.
Yeah,
First of all, this beat Fortnite.
I'm surprised it beat Fortnite as well.
But Apex Legends is also on this list. Apex Legends slap. I don't care what anyone says.
That's true.
I mean, I died quickly in that game, but you know, it's fine.
It's fine.
You on the team one day?
Yeah.
What is that? What is it called? I'm gonna look it up.
No Man's Sky.
It was a game that came out like 2 or 3 years ago. Was not what it was supposed to be. Absolutely died and then they revamped it, and it had a little bit of a resurgence.
That
space game.
are you?
Mind you, I was hyped for this game when they first announced it.
I was hyped as well, and I still hold this true to this day. I was hyped, but then, bro, literally the day before it came out, I looked at it, I was like, hold up. This is just space Minecraft, bro. There ain't nothing to do in this whole universe. I took my pre-order back, and that's exactly how it was. Besides the promises that never got fulfilled until later, I was like, this is just space Minecraft. I'm not getting this.
Some people like Minecraft, you know.
I like Minecraft.
Because it like randomly generates planets and randomly generates animals for those planets. And it was this like weird looking dinosaur. It had to have been the funniest thing I've seen. The memes on this game is hilarious, so I would recommend looking into it.
I don't know if you saw it, but there was also a glitch where 2 planets were merged together.
That's terrifying.
It's weird. So you know how I don't know if you played the game at all, really, Dave, but if you were flying your spacecraft and you enter the atmosphere of the planet, your spacecraft would, like, let's say you're diving in, it would like level out for the horizon. Now this guy did that, and then he like leveled out again into the other planet because it was merged in. So he just jolted up, and then you see him flying straight up. And then also he landed, and then he's walking on one of the planets. You literally like, planets were like this was one planet, the other planet was right here, and he's just walking, and it started walking up the other one. I was like, this is broken. This is broken. It's terrible.
I would have enjoyed that. That would have been fun for me.
I don't know, man. That game had the potential, but like Dave said, it did not. It promised a lot in the beginning, did not deliver till later, and revamped it. Content came out. My one buddy was playing it, telling me to get it. I was like, I don't know, I'll wait. And then so I'm hearing that it won whatever it won. I'm like, over what?
Best ongoing game over just about any free to play. So like, and it is over Apex, Warzone, Fortnite, and something else.
You said it's free to play specifically?
No, but it's these are the ones that that it was up against. And Destiny 2.
I personally would have put I think I would have gave it to Siege, but it would have been hard to combat Fortnite, obviously, for obvious reasons, and actually Warzone. But for me, I would definitely say Siege is over No Man's Sky, 110%. I don't know if you guys play Siege. I play Siege. They always put out content, always updating the game. The character, everything in that game is free, obviously, besides the initial purchase. I don't get it. And the game, they say, all right, so I don't know how many operators are in the game right now, but their goal is to have 100 operators. And if I'm not mistaken, they're not close. So I'm like, what? How did they? I don't get it. And you said Rainbow Six Siege is not even on the list.
Nope.
That's insane. I'm heated. That is ridiculous. Ridiculous. I don't know.
These game awards, just getting people heated all day.
Always.
I don't follow awards. This is why I don't do it.
Me neither.
I got a category for you, Matt.
Okay.
What do you think was the best VR game this year?
VR chat. VR chat.
What are the options?
Chat is toxic. The options are Dreams, Half-Life Alexa, or Alex.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Who got me saying Alexa? Marvel's Iron Man, Star Wars Squadrons, and The Walking Dead.
Saints and Sinners.
Yes.
And which one was the best one?
Yeah.
I would say it's either Dreams or Half-Life Alex.
I'm gonna say Dreams because that sounds like something that would win because of like visuals. That's what I'm gonna say.
Dreams is like a creation tool, and then you can play other people's worlds.
Correct.
Yeah,
Dreams is actually very interesting.
I actually didn't know it was VR, so I'm like, okay, shit. But yeah, no, it's definitely interesting.
Yeah, Half-Life won that.
Yes, sir.
Which makes sense to me because it's Half-Life.
That and because out of those games, it is the way.
What I think it is. Hold on.
Yeah. Half-Life is that older game. Probably came out for like the PS2, PS3 era.
I'm thinking about something else.
It didn't actually come out on PC. It didn't come out on consoles first.
It branched. Oh, true. It branched off to
This looks scary.
It's very fun. It's very fun.
sketchy.
It actually is scary. It
branched off and created the game Portal. If you ever played Portal,
it branched off and created Portal. It also created, I think, Counter-Strike as well.
Yeah,
created a couple games off of its source engine.
The sandbox world of what's that world that Vanos gaming be in all the time? What's that game?
Oh, Gmod.
Gmod.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta get on that.
Nah, don't do it. The hype for Gmod is very low. Back then, for sure. Now, don't waste your time. But
it's still fun looking.
It's still fun looking. Half-Life Alyx.
My question
I'm
is,
glad it won. Yeah.
Is Star Wars Squadrons? Is there like only a certain section for VR, or can you play the whole game like that? Because if you could play the whole game like that, that's fire.
Whole thing. And I honestly was looking at.
I'm about to get the flight simulator, the VR. I'm being here like. Dude.
Honestly, that's honestly.
That sounds lit.
To be VR for me.
Play that game. Like I've only seen like one trailer for it.
What, Squadrons?
Yeah.
It was only $40.
Oh, word. Yes.
So I'm getting it whenever I get the chance. I just wasn't able to get it day one.
For me, man, I've been wanting the VR for a long time. I actually thought long and hard on which VR to get. Obviously, in terms of the money I had more money back then, but yeah, of course. The one I got is not awful at all, in my opinion. But Squadron was definitely one of those games I was looking at because I was interested in it. Yes, you could play the entire game in VR, which is good because I know the Battlefront, you only had that one or
even
two
online.
mission. Yep. The whole game, it's amazing. And I'm into like simulators, so I was gonna plan on getting a racing wheel and a flight stick, depending on like I don't know what airplane game I would get it, but I definitely want to have the VR headset on while racing. I think that's so fun. I know people go extensive, bro. You can have like a haptic chair that will jolt for the torque of the car.
Yeah, I can't afford that.
If I had the space, I would get that 110%, but I do not. VR for me is, I explained this in a lot of podcasts, is getting closer and closer to being user friendly and seamless. And as soon as that happens, I have no doubt in my mind that the world will get on VR. Because it's getting cheaper, and it's getting more user friendly, and that's the easiest things. That's why Apple's famous. So come on, it's gonna be great.
Talk about Apple right now.
I just brought up as an example, but yeah, I mean the VR I have, to me it's not complicated. I guess to others it could be. You actually obviously have to have the system to run it. Which is also becoming more user friendly. Before it was only the high end cards when it came to NVIDIA's 10 series graphics cards. You had to have the high end ones to play VR. Now, my graphics card that I gave to my buddy John, it can run VR. Maybe not as well as the others, but it can run it. And just more and more the graphics cards that come out now are definitely capable of running VR, and they're not as expensive if you really want to go for like the 3070. Or the 6700 XT, those graphics cards for AMD and NVIDIA, they're not expensive in terms of computer components. Not expensive anymore. They're very cheap, and they let you play VR, and I think that's very user friendly. Obviously, you can buy pre-built; those are great. VR is gonna. I hope it's gonna take over. I really do, because when you can eliminate controllers and it's just seamless as your hands. Easy. We're all waiting. At least I am. I'm definitely waiting.
Be a good time.
Yes. But I'm glad Half-Life Alyx won. Half-Life Alyx bars is actually fun and actually scary. So I had a great time. I didn't finish it, but I still have it.
He has a face hugger hit his face. So that sounds terrifying now that I say it out loud. Oh my god.
The scariest thing about VR.
Nope.
The scariest thing about VR is like me getting scared and then like smashing my head on the door because I'm trying to dodge something. You just have to have the space, and I made a little bit of the space, so I'm definitely happy with it. I have to increase my play area because I made some more space, but it's just gonna be great. What is the biggest thing? The wire. Easiest thing to break immersion, but there's solutions for that. I'm just waiting until they're native solutions, not like I have to buy a third-party component, plug it in, do the thing, which I would if it takes too long. But if it doesn't and they come out with, oh, here's a wireless adapter, 10 out of 10 IGN. Yes, can't wait.
I don't have any articles, so if y'all want to talk, we want this. If y'all want to talk about more categories, we could do that.
I'm just chilling. I'm just here for the ride, you know.
What was I thinking?
Oh, hold on. What was I looking at? It was right there. Do you guys follow any of the big streamers, like the big mainstream streamers at the moment?
Yeah, a little bit.
I just kind of stay in my own. Like I do, but he doesn't play games. He's just like he doesn't play games though. And I follow DJs a lot, but game wise, I don't follow like anyone immensely big because I don't like. Which is nothing against the streamer, but I like being able to interact with the streamer. I think it's the whole purpose of Twitch is to be able to interact with the person. Yeah. And I think when it's too big, the chat just gets too crazy, and I feel like I'm not being heard. And at that point, I'm just lurking, and I'm like, what's really? I don't know. It's just not the same to me. Yeah. So I don't follow any streamers that are like crazy, insanely huge.
Okay.
No, I know what you mean.
Do you guys know any of these people?
Who are they?
I don't.
Hold on.
Let me see. Yes. So I know the first one. She's actually, funny enough, Dave. The first one, Alana Pierce. I actually brought her up a little bit. She is a journalist, game journalist. She was on a lot of
different... in the Xbox stream, right? I mean, the Xbox episode.
Yeah, she's an Xbox episode. She was in a lot of different companies like IGN. She was with Funhouse. Those guys are great. But funny enough, the reason I say it's funny is because she's actually in Cyberpunk. She's in the game. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know how she got in there, but I was watching her videos.
There's another streamer that's also in Cyberpunk.
Oh, I didn't know that.
But he's like a street crazy person, I guess. He's like one of those theorists that scream at people on the street.
Oh, I think I actually ran into him maybe. But okay, so the second person, I don't know. The third, Nick Merce and Tim the Tatman. They usually
I know Tim.
Yeah. They usually play together, but I know Tim more. And what's the other one? Valerie? Is that her?
Valkyrie.
I've
heard of her. Yeah, I don't know her.
I've heard of her and watched like 1 or 2 videos of her, and I was like, she's nothing wrong with her. Just I watched Tim more. Tim's for me the best. So why are we bringing these people up, sir?
Well, these apparently they had content creator awards.
Oh, okay.
And these are the nominees and the winners.
Wow.
Winner.
Get nominated for that. How does that even work?
Have no clue.
Like, how does that even work? Because I don't know.
Does your stream nominate you? Does your
yeah? No, I'm pretty sure it is your stream.
As a streamer, I don't. Really
but I don't think. But Alana Pierce, she doesn't always stream. She does more videos. So I don't know how this ranks. I don't know how Valkyrie won. I'm not saying she doesn't do her stuff, but I watched, like I said, personally watched Tim a decent amount, and this man's production value and everything, and the amount of videos he pushes out is very high. I like a lot of them. Alana Pierce is a lot of informational videos on stuff and topics, so I like that. So I don't know how this ranks because she puts she puts in a lot of videos, but they're not like high quality. It's like literally just her and a green screen and information. So, and Tim's, like I said, production, effects, all that. So I don't know.
It really, I don't know. It's people watch streams for different reasons. Like you can't, and also I don't like the idea of like, oh, this is a competition and I don't know. Like, okay, I'm gonna go on a little tiny rant here.
No, I actually wanted to go into this, so go ahead.
So as a new streamer, if anyone watches me or follows me on Instagram, I am super, super supportive of my fellow creative people and my fellow streamers. I do not believe that streaming is a competition. Like, people are very surprised when I'm like, oh yeah, if you need help with streaming or anything, just hit me up and I will answer any of the questions. I will let you know how I do my posts on Instagram. I will let you know what my setup is on Twitch. Like, I'm not I don't believe that you should be trying to get all of the viewers, like all of the subs, all of the followers, all of everything. Like Twitch, I kind of think of Twitch as like cable. Like it's not a competition when you're watching cable. You're just scrolling through, and whatever you're in the mood for, you're gonna watch. And there's a mood for everything. Like sometimes you might be in the mood for someone that's more DJs, for example. I follow a lot of DJs on Twitch. Sometimes in the mood for people that are more interactive with their chat. Sometimes in the mood for someone that is quiet and like more chill and doesn't interact as much. So the fact that they're kind of like doing streamer of the year or, you know, entertainer of the year, it's like, how are you doing that? Like, and it kind of makes, I don't know, it kind of puts the mentality in some people's minds, I think, that this is a competition or I'm better than you type situation, and wouldn't that not necessarily the case. That's kind of like my little rant about it, because I get a lot of people that are, like I said, very surprised when I help out, because people seem to be very selfish and in it for themselves when it comes to streaming, which I think is a really bad way to go about it. I don't know. That's just my little tangent about it. Off my soapbox.
I completely agree with you, because like me and Matt have the same friends, right? I know some friends will rather listen or rather watch Matt's content than they would for my content, just because we have different type of vibes when it comes to that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So I completely agree with that.
I actually find it very interesting because you stream, Mars. I wouldn't say I'm consistent at all, but I stream every so often, and Dave's gonna be streaming. So it's like 3 different tiers of getting into that streamer space, and you have the mentality of you don't like the competition and everything, and you want to watch who you want to watch. I wanted to touch base on what you said earlier. If I can remember exactly what you said, it was in terms of not how to stream. God, I'm blanking right now.
My setup is?
No, not the setup. It was
just
something.
Asking her questions.
Not even. I mean, yeah, you could do that, but it was something specific, because I had my thought. Oh, growth. Okay, so you were saying that you didn't want to play these new games, especially when they come out, because everyone's playing it and it's not good for growth. That's why I was thinking that's funny, because my whole my thought process it's I don't want to say it's my thought process of competition, but this term I'm going to say is very used in competition. If you're not first, you're last. You know what I mean? And it's not first of trying to get the most views and grow and growth. That's not what I'm trying to do. But in terms of, I've seen a lot of cases of when people care about the content. So like I said, you're not streaming Cyberpunk now. You'll try to stream Cyberpunk later. God, hopefully not. Cyberpunk doesn't like tank or whatever. But in the future, there's not going to be that many people looking for Cyberpunk. They might be looking for another game. Debatable,
it really
definitely.
Depends, because another example with everyone streaming Cyberpunk, especially better example, Last of Us 2. When that came out and everyone was streaming it, I didn't want to watch it because I was gonna play it and didn't have it. I didn't want any spoilers, so it's really nice to have other people that are not streaming it. For example, I'm playing Resident Evil right now, and I had people coming in, and I was like, "Yo, I appreciate you guys watching this instead of watching Cyberpunk gameplay." So I feel there's always going to be a market for these games. There's always going to be a market of it. Like I said, I just don't hop on those games because the way Twitch, sets up you getting discovered is based on popularity and how many people are playing it at one time. So it just seems kind of, I guess, pointless to me, because I'm going to have an average of 10 people watching me play Cyberpunk if I do end up playing it, and I'm going to go all the way to the bottom. So in terms of growth, not the best idea to me. People aren't going to scroll all the way down to the 10 people viewage for Cyberpunk. They're going to watch the people with the 1,000 or the 200, maybe even the 30, but not to the 10. So that's what see
that, and that's another thing I feel like you was gonna say, because I've actually had those multiple people say, I don't like to watch big streamers. I actually like to scroll down to the ones and the zeros to see who can be like this guy particularly said, I just want to see who can be maybe the next big streamer or something. He wants to see who's underrated basically. So I felt like you were gonna say that, and I was like, but I mean, yes, those people also do it for games that are not like just out, but a lot of people do that for the games that are just coming out. Valorant, a lot of people do that for Valorant. It happened to me when this game called GTFO came out, and I was actually streaming on Mixer. This dude said the same thing. He scrolled all the way down, he found me.
I have it saved on my queue.
I had somebody say it for Half-Life, because I think I bought Half-Life as soon as it came out. Somebody did the same thing. They scrolled all the way down. They eventually liked me. They followed. Some people didn't, obviously, but like I said, that happens.
It's impossible. Like, I'm not saying it's like not a thing. Just in my experience, especially because I play a lot of DBD as well. That game is extreme. It's not as big as Fortnite, but it is fairly popular. It has a lot of people watching it.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard for me to get, up there and rank because so many people stream that game. So when I play that game, I don't expect to get a lot of extra follows or views from that game. I play because I enjoy playing it. Resident Evil is my game where I expect to get growth because it's not as popular as DBD. So hope I'm not boring you guys with growth talk.
No, I know. This is here for it.
I was just about to say, like, I agree with both of you. Like, but Matt, I think where you're coming from is like the YouTube space as well. Like, I completely understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But on your end, like, if
definitely more YouTube.
If you come out with a brand new game comes out, you have more chance of being found on YouTube. So I understand that process. Yeah, it's a whole different medium. But I also understand her process of wanting to be on the lower end. That way she could have new people come in on those lower end games. If that's what you want, for lack of a better word.
100%. I just want to make sure I'm not saying that you're wrong, Mars. I just wanted to say that it's just another method I've done before, because I've also obviously streamed the games I want to stream. May not be popular, but like Dave said, the mindset for YouTube is that if you're not first, you're last. And I've had, definitely those scenarios where I'm like, oh, let me put out this game that came out a while ago, trying to receive hype. Did not work. So I was like, okay, just got to be ready with all these games. So I was, hyped for Cyberpunk, and I think I can get it today, but I don't know. I'm on the teeter-totter. I don't know if I want to wait or put out that content. So that's why I was like, it's very interesting from an actual streamer, I guess intermediate or below, and then David, who hasn't really streamed too much yet, or not consistently yet, but wants to get into the space. So I thought it was definitely interesting.
It's gonna be lit. I'm gonna be fire out here.
Man,
yeah, it's definitely a learning process. You'll hear a lot of different, like, I watch, of course, videos on like how to grow on Twitch and like marketing stuff. I tend to, like, most of my growth comes from doing outreach on Instagram. I am super social on Instagram. I send messages to all of my supporters on there.
I thought you were a bot at first.
Oh, people say that to me. They're like, I thought you were like a cam girl trying to invite. Like, nah, fam.
I thought you were a bot, and you almost got bot treatment, and that would have been really bad.
This man terrorizes bots.
So bad.
He terrorizes these bots. They don't deserve it.
Dude, I do.
No, I literally, every single person that spams me or follows me, I send a voicemail to send my appreciation. And a lot of people come through my Twitch from Instagram. It is a lot of hard work, but I've been able to form like a lot of great relationships from other streamers because of that. So yeah, there's different techniques. So you can go that route. You can go to straight like streaming the quote unquote right games route. It just depends on what your strategy is. I do a combination of both. I don't know.
As you should.
What works best. Yeah.
As you said, I'm on the wave of consistency and content. So if you could put it out everywhere. The ones I've been trying to be consistent on is obviously, at first everything started with YouTube. Twitch came into the play, and I was like, I do want to stream, but then there was a balance of doing recording, editing, and streaming, editing and streaming. That's definitely difficult. So people who do that, kudos to you if you do it by yourself, because a lot of people have editors. But then also I'm on the wave of like push that content out everywhere. So push that content on Instagram, put that content on TikTok, put it everywhere you can, even if it's old clips, things like that. Just push it out there, but also push it out there consistently. And if you can do that, you could definitely grow. My friend Vanessa has definitely done that for on the TikTok space, especially. This girl literally takes it as like a job. She puts TikTok videos out like maybe 4 or 5 a day. Keep putting them out on the trends. Original content
4 or 5 a day, bugging,
bro. I mean, obviously not every TikTok is as extensive as the last. Some can be very extensive. Some can be like, let me just dance in front of my mom and make a reaction video.
Like, not bagging it, like super much respect, but man, that's a lot of brain power. Like,
that is a lot.
That only like I focus on my Instagram only because I figure out how Instagram works for the most part, and it just works for me. And I somewhat agree with, like, you know, it's putting your stuff out everywhere, but I also worry about spreading myself too thin because I am very much known for burning out, and it's like, how long can you keep that up? And like, is it really worth it at that point? So I'm just like focus on one and trying to just go from there.
No, I hear you. I hear
like,
you.
Do something I'm all about like, what can you do very, very, very well? If you could do just one out, if you do YouTube and you know how to edit and YouTube's your thing, stick with your YouTube. But also look at your stats. If you see like how much traffic are you getting from YouTube to Twitch? Like literally how many people are clicking on that link to go to your Twitch and following you? Like that's also important as well. Because then you're just creating a false hope and, you know, false expectations that people are following you. So that's also very important too.
No, you're right. You're right. But I would
have
say
the curse of analytics. I'm constantly looking at analytics 24/7.
No, I hear you. But I would like, reason I bring it up because I mean, she is living proof that it worked because she put out her content. I remember when I first met her, she was at so and so. But it was saying throughout now I've seen her content on like actual meme pages that I follow. Like obviously they didn't give her credit, so that was like a whole thing. But yeah, and there was actually her fans and me in the comments like, make sure you give her credit. This is her. But again, still pushing out that content. She got known, and like her Instagram has skyrocketed. Her TikTok definitely skyrocketed. I think I met her at like 200 something now. She's at 300k. She has like maybe 3 billion likes on TikTok. She's gotten up there because of her method. So it's definitely, like you said, stick to what you know and you can do it. But the reason she also, as soon as the Instagram Reels came out, that's how they started finding her on Instagram, and that's why my meme pages found her. So I'm saying, if you can, spread your content for sure.
Find what your limits are and do that consistently.
Yeah.
Not because, like I said, burnout is very much a thing. It's not a fun time. If you can only do 2 videos a week, do 2 videos a week and do them very, very well. Yeah, that's my advice for people that are like, oh, what do I do in terms of content?
Yeah, the main streamer that I follow, he does a gaming stream around 6 o'clock, and then earlier in the day he does a stream of whatever he's doing at that point in time. Whether he's editing, he'll stream that, or if he's working out, he'll stream that, or if he's just like going to get groceries, he'll stream that. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then he'll like stream it, edit while streaming, upload something to YouTube. Now you got a video to watch after his stream is done.
Okay, yeah, that's very creative as well. Yeah, everyone kind of has their strategies, and you know, like I said, you're gonna find a lot of like growth videos and what works for certain people, what doesn't. But also, you have to think about circumstances with certain people because some strategies might only work for people in just chatting. Like I read that, you know, doing growth via Twitter, like people use Twitter to kind of grow their Twitch. I heard that stuff like that usually works for just chatting people, not necessarily for gaming channels.
Yeah.
So, you know, some things might work for certain people. So, you know, do your research, you guys. If you're like, oh, how do I grow my thing? Don't just watch one video and be like, okay, I'm going to just do what this guy says.
Right. You got to do your research.
Do your research on that person too. It's like, okay, does this person actually have the numbers to back it up? You know, how long have they been in this position and stuff like that? Just because someone has 100,000 followers now doesn't mean that they're successful. So, that's what I say.
Agreed. Media is definitely a beast within itself to tackle, but it's definitely, for me, worth my while. So I like doing it.
Yeah, it keeps me busy. Me busy, for sure.
All right, y'all. We've been talking for a minute.
For a good minute.
Yeah, good hour 15, a little hour 15, something like. We could probably end up doing this for 2 hours, but we're not going to do that.
We don't have to do that.
I'm down. Okay.
We'll do it when we bash GameStop.
Ooh. Oh, for sure. Yes. That'll be a great day. That'd be a great day.
Mark my calendar. Where's my calendar? Let me just put that in there. Set a reminder.
And we gotta make sure we bring Mars back on so we can bash GameStop.
Absolutely.
If you guys will have me. If you guys will have me, I
for sure. The insight. This is great. Take us out of here, Sir Silver Sage.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening to the next episode of look, I messed that up. Look what you made.
God damn it.
Ain't no editor either. Thanks for listening to this episode of the QTE podcast. I have been your host, Silver Sage. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, and Twitter, and TikTok now, actually. And so go ahead, Matt. Tell them where you can find you.
Hey, I am MScoresHD on some platforms. You can find me on literally TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, on my other Instagram, MSCSG pics for my photography, and Facebook, if I still use that. Just everywhere, All
right, Mars, you have the floor. Why don't you tell us what you do, and you can give us your links and all that.
What I do. If you guys want to check out what I'm doing, you guys can check me out on Instagram, which is I_am_2 eager, and that is everywhere. That is Instagram and Twitch. Sometimes Twitter. I have some drunk tweets that I send out every once in a while. If you guys want to check me out on there. Yeah, you guys can check me out on those outlets.
Yep. Well, right. Although her links will be in the description, so it'll be fun. But hey, send us out of here.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Peace.